Name's Antonio. I'm going to be talking about why I think online school is not that good and what you can do to help. Quick question. How many of you are online learners or online teachers? Have you been noticing that your students have their grades? They've been going low down, right? Yeah, that's due to online learning. Online learning, in my opinion, is not that great because students' grades are dropping, their mental health is dropping, and it's stressful. We can go on with how it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming because it's unpredictable. Because when you're at school, the teacher can be more clear with certain things and also tell you ahead of time when certain things are, like due dates for certain projects or when a final is. When you're online, you have to wait for your agenda to be updated, or if you do Zoom meetings, then you have to wait for them to mention it in a Zoom meeting. Online is more demanding because since you're looking at a computer screen, you just have to focus on that. And it requires a lot of focus because while you're at home, you have many different distractions. I have a good backup idea for this. While I'm at home on my computer, I try to focus on my school stuff, but then there's a million different things I can do on my computer. I can watch YouTube, play games, all other stuff like that. Online is also online is also bad for the students' grades. At least 73% of students think that their grades have definitely fallen due to online learning. With their grades going down, some of the students forget certain deadlines for projects as well, which means when the closer and closer it gets, the more stressful they get, the more stressed they get. 25% of students are failing their classes or have a D in them as well. Let's talk about their mental health. Their mental health is dropping because the lack of social interaction. As teenagers, most of us need at least some sort of physical interaction with other teenagers to talk. With the lack of it, you're just sitting there looking at a computer screen, listening to voices through videos, and that doesn't really help with anything. Their anxiety goes up as well because also the lack of social interaction. Because since they haven't talked to anyone in a while, they're worried about what they're gonna say or how they feel. And motivation is a big thing. Motivation is hard to muster up during online learning. Because the longer it goes on, the less motivation you have. That's how I've been feeling lately. The lack of motivation just makes it very hard to focus on certain projects. And with that, what you can do to help. Parents, encourage your kid to move around the house to work at different areas. If they're in their room one day, tell them to go downstairs, work on the kitchen table or something, work on the couch, or maybe even go outside and work. Teachers, I'd say listen to your students to see how you can improve the online learning, whether it being more clear with instructions or having maybe just a little bit of slack on certain assignments that require a lot more focus. And for students, put away any distractions. Your phone, put it away for a while. Your controllers, just hide them somewhere you might forget. And anything on your computer, just ignore it. You just hard focus on your school stuff, and that should help you. What will happen if you don't do anything though is the students' grades are going to start dropping. Their mental health is going to get worse. Certain students are going to be unable to pass because of their grades, and then they will be either held back or not be able to graduate. And with that, now that we're done talking about the negatives of online learning, what you can do to help, and what won't happen if you help, I hope online learners have learned something and plan to change something in how they work from home, whether it being put distractions away or move around. And teachers, I hope you take students' words and maybe change how you teach online. If we don't do anything, students' grades will go down, their mental health will get even worse, and people will stop graduating. If we start to focus more, students will graduate and be a lot more sound with their mental health. And with that, thank you for listening.
Nice. Okay, good job.